Fundamentals of operational amplifier will be discussed. Now here you can see the block diagram of basic operational amplifier. So there are two inputs, one with positive sign and another one is negative sign. So with positive sign it is called as non-inverting input, and with negative sign it is called as inverting input, and there is one output shown. So the operational amplifier is differential amplifier, as there are two inputs with positive and negative sign. This is known as differential amplifier. So op-amp with differential amplifier is having very high open loop gain, which is around 25k to 500k. Similarly, op-amp possesses very high input impedance. It is in the range of few mega ohms. Op-amp is having very low output impedance, that is in between 25 ohms to 100 ohms. Now here you can see the equivalent circuit of op-amp. So we had seen in earlier slide there are two inputs, which is non-inverting with plus sign and inverting with minus sign. So that input is known as differential input. So here you can see VID, which is given as V1 minus V2, and at the output we can see that output is nothing but multiplication of VID multiplied by op-amp's open loop gain. So this is op-amp equivalent circuit in open loop mode. Now there are various op-amp specifications to be studied. So the basic op-amp specifications are input offset voltage, output offset voltage, total offset voltage, and input bias current. Even if the input voltage is 0, there will be an output. So this is called an offset. So the following things can cause this offset: input offset voltage, output offset voltage, total offset voltage, and input bias. So input offset voltage is nothing but the voltage that must be applied to the input terminals of an op-amp to null the output voltage. So when we are providing two inputs and we are providing certain inputs at this pin number 2 and 3, what we expect is V0 should be 0. Op-amp always has some kind of offset voltage. So whatever input we are providing to make this offset voltage at the output 0 is nothing but input offset voltage VIO. So the typical value of op-amp 741 is 2 millivolts. So it is around 2 millivolts to maximum of 6 millivolt. Now what is input offset current? The algebraic difference between two input currents is nothing but input offset current. So these are base currents and usually they are nulled off. So it is in the range of nanoamperes, which is very small. Now how to make this offset voltage null? So we can short the input terminals, that is pin number 2 and 3 to ground, and connect potentiometer between compensation pins. These are nothing but pin number 1 and 5. So there is 10k potentiometer which is connected in between pin number 1 and 5. And then connect meter at the output and adjust potentiometer so that we read the meter output to be 0. So by adjustment of this potentiometer, we can make this output offset voltage 0. That is one method of nulling the offset voltage. Now what is CMRR? CMRR is nothing but common mode rejection ratio. So ratio of differential voltage gain to the common mode gain, that is known as ACM. ACM is the ratio between differential input applied common mode and the common mode output voltage VOCM. It can exceed 70 dB to 90 dB. In properly designed circuit, we can have even CMRR greater than 100 dB. So under differential mode, the output with respect to input is taken, and with common mode where pin number 2 and 3 are connected together and then common mode signal is applied, ACM is also measured. So differential output is measured and common mode output is measured, and accordingly ratio of AD upon SCM is nothing but common mode rejection ratio. This should be as high as possible. So these are general op-amp specifications. Input bias current. This is average of the currents that flow in the inverting and non-inverting terminals. Again, that is in the range of few nanoamperes. Input resistance is nothing but looking inside the input terminals of the device. So it is in the range of mega ohms. Output resistance is between output terminal and ground. So these are typical values of 75 ohms or less. Similarly, input capacitance, which is also important while considering AC applications of op-amp. The equivalent capacitance measured at either the inverting or non-inverting terminal with other terminal connected to ground. So it is in the range of few picofarads. So when op-amp is used in switching applications, their input capacitance plays very important role. Power supply range, it is in the range of plus minus 22 volts. Now output voltage swing is the range of output voltage. So it depends on power supply used. So it is typically 85 to 90% of the supply voltage we get the output voltage swing. So if we are using plus 15 minus 15 power supply, then usually we get output voltage swing between plus minus of 13.5 volts. Slew rate is another important parameter, which is maximum rate of change in the output voltage with response to an input change, which is depending greatly on the device. Higher is the better. It means the output response with respect to input is very fast. So 741, the slew rate is 0.5 volts per microsecond, whereas other type of op-amp, it is providing 70 volts per microsecond. That is a very fast op-amp. The another important parameter is gain and bandwidth product. The bandwidth of the device is calculated when the open loop voltage gain is 1. Now this is op-amp's equivalent circuit. Again we can see here Rin is nothing but input impedance and R0 is nothing but output impedance. So differential inputs and output terminal voltage is shown corresponding to Rin and R0. Op-amp under open loop is having very high gain. It can be more than 10,000 also. Closed loop, it reduces the gain, so that in order to control the gain, op-amp is provided with negative feedback. So negative feedback can reduce the gain and improve other characteristics of op-amp. So here we can see frequency response. So you can see over here, as frequency goes on increasing, the gain goes on reducing. So at open loop gain, very high gain, that response of the op-amp is quite flat, and then later on as frequency goes on increasing, the gain starts reducing. This is open loop frequency response of op-amp. When we provide negative feedback to op-amp, then this frequency response keeps on changing and we do get very high bandwidth with respect to applied input. So here it is quite significant that with negative feedback, op-amp's bandwidth goes on increasing. Now, the most important concept in op-amp analysis is virtual ground. Since the input impedance of op-amp is very high, that we can assume that there is no current going inside the op-amp. It means any lead of operational amplifier. So from pin number 2 or pin number 3, there is no current entering inside the op-amp. So when the non-inverting pin is at the ground, the inverting pin is considered to be at 0 volts. So that is nothing but virtual ground. So actually the pin number 2 is grounded. Actually pin number 3 is grounded, and what we are assuming is that pin number 2, as there is no current flowing, even pin number 2, the voltage seen is 0 potential. That is nothing but virtual ground. There are many practical op-amp circuits which includes unity gain buffer or voltage follower, inverting amplifier, non-inverting amplifier. Again based on inverting amplifier there is summing amplifier. Then there are non-linear applications such as integrator, differentiator. So the very basic and important application of op-amp is inverting amplifier. So inverting amplifier, we can see here at my negative pin, we are providing input voltage and then there is a feedback resistor which goes from pin number 6 to pin number 2, that is shown by R2, and at the input side there is R1, and non-inverting input, that is pin number 3, is grounded. So this is called, when there is a resistor which is connected between negative terminal and output terminal, it is known as negative feedback. There is another load resistor also connected at the output. So while doing analysis, we are treating that pin number 2 as at virtual ground, so there is no current flowing inside the op-amp. Therefore, after doing the analysis, what we get as voltage gain of this particular circuit, V0 divided by Vs. Vs is nothing but Vin. And then as there is no current flowing inside, we can see over here that AV is equal to minus of I in RF divided by I in R1, because same current flows through R1 and R2. R2 is nothing but RF, that is feedback resistor. Therefore, the voltage gain of this operational amplifier is minus RF by R1. So the gain of this amplifier is minus RF by R1. For unity gain, if RF is equal to R1, then unity gain can be achieved. Minus sign denotes the 180 degrees phase shift between input and output. Now to compensate for I bias, like bias current compensation, there is one small resistance which is connected at pin number 3, that is parallel combination of R1 and R2. So this is having high gain for smaller range of resistor, because if we want op-amp gain to be high, then RF needs to be increased. So to avoid the value of high resistance to be increased for getting higher gain, this kind of arrangement can be done. So where the equation of voltage gain is as shown. So with low value of resistors, we can achieve very high gain. Now for high input impedance, same, this inverting amplifier with high Zin can be achieved as shown in the figure. For low value of output impedance, same inverting amplifier can be connected in this particular manner. So previous slide and this slide, it is just reversed. The order of buffer amplifier is just reversed. Now the next configuration is non-inverting amplifier, where for non-inverting terminal input is attached and the feedback resistor is shown by R2 and R1, that is grounded, and again load resistance we can see over here. So after doing analysis of this particular circuit, we get AV as 1 plus R2 by R1 or 1 plus RF by R1. So in this module, following points were discussed: op-amp basics, like what do we mean by operational amplifier, what are its parameters, what is ideal op-amp configuration, then importance of various parameters, and basic inverting and non-inverting configuration